Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting to an order. It is November 30th, 2022, for a meeting at 6:37 p.m. For our Citywide Council for District 75 calendar meeting. May we please have roll call from the recording secretary, Christy Montalban.
Hi, good evening. I'm doing the roll call now at 6:37 p.m. Miss Amy Mengsai,
Here, present.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Present, good evening.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence, Ms. Christy Angel,
Present.
Ms. Christy Montalban, present, Mr. Angel Morales, Miss Aisha Husbands,
She's excused for her absence.
Today saying the president has been clear on this, that he believes
Ms. Celia Green,
workers strike to assess by the weekend, we will read out this additional.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Present.
Paid sick leave for all Americans, including rail workers, but he does not.
Ms. Constance Asiadu,
This bill getting to
Present.
White House.
and Ms. Patricia Jewett.
Present.
Okay, I have 7 members present and we do have quorum. If anybody comes in, just let me know what time they came in, please. Thank you.
Thank you. All members of the council has co-host privileges, so please let me know if you don't. We will have a timekeeper. If any members of the council would like to volunteer, appreciate it. Councilmember Jones, we appreciate you always giving timekeeping. Are you able to timekeep this evening?
Sure, I'll time keep.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Members of the council should have received their agendas for this evening. I see hand up for Councilmember Spencer.
Thank you, co-presidents. I checked my profile. It doesn't seem to be, I don't seem to be a co-host. Can that be adjusted, please? Thank you.
No problem. You should be a co-host now. Thank you. Any else members? I don't see any hands. We will take a moment of silence for all those that are grieving from a loss from our community, family and friends, and as well as the grievance of during the holiday time. So let's please take a moment. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Jose, are you there? Are we able to find where Co-President Celia Green is? Jose or Patricia or Constance?
Councilmember Sai, what was your question?
Were you able to locate Co-President Green?
She
I
might be
don't
on,
see her on the
she
agenda.
might be on her way. She is expected to be here as she announced.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Jose. We will go to motion to adopt this agenda this evening. Do any members would like to make a motion or would like to add or take away any items tonight? Councilmember Spencer?
Thank you, Co-President Sai. I was overlooking the agenda. Can it be added to agenda? I proposed agenda items for our December 14th meeting. Can that be added to the agenda, please? Thank you.
Just to clarify, are you mentioning adding items to be discussed at the calendar meeting of December, business and calendar combined meeting for December 14th? At the end of this agenda for tonight?
Yes, we've been trying to keep a stand, based on my knowledge, we've been trying to keep a standard in terms of setting up the agenda for the next meeting, and our next scheduled meeting is December 14th. So that's the spirit of where I'm coming from. So yes, I'd like to have that added, especially since it's going to be a joint meeting. It's the only meeting next month, and we won't have another meeting until after the new year. So I would like the council as well as the public to hear what's going to happen between now and 2023. Thank you, Co-President Sai.
Sure. Any other members have anything to add or take away from the agenda this evening before we make a motion to adopt the agenda? I see no hands. I don't see anything in the chat. Would anyone like to make a motion for the adoption of this agenda in addition to Council Member Spencer's item? Anyone like to, Council Member Spencer, your hand up again?
Yes, Co-President Sai, I'd like to make a motion to adopt this agenda with the additional item of adding what I mentioned before at the end of the agenda to make agenda. It's been a long day. Agenda ideas for December 14th. So I make a motion to adopt the agenda with that addition.
Do I have a second from another council member?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilmember Montalban. Can we have a roll call for the motion of adoption of this agenda this evening with the addition to Councilmember Spencer's item for tonight to discuss items for the next agenda for the combined business and calendar meeting of December 14th? You can begin. Recording Secretary Montalban.
Okay, we are voting on the motion to adopt the agenda with the addition of one item. Miss Amy Meng Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Miss Christy Angel,
Yes.
Miss Christy Montalban, yes. Miss Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Miss Constance Asiadu,
Yes.
and Miss Patricia Jewett.
Yes.
Did I miss anybody who came in?
Me, I said, yes.
Okay,
I just got in.
okay. I have your vote. Thank you. We have 8
Can you
votes.
please make attendance for Councilmember Morales present this evening? Secretary Montalban.
This is the mentor interpreter speaking. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but there is a parent on the line. She insisting on asking a question right now. She wants to know, what is this meeting? She specifically asked me, is this meeting for high school, for junior high? She needs to know.
Can I just finish the motion? We're in the middle of a motion. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Anything else?
Go ahead.
Okay. We have 8 votes for yes, and the motion has passed. Thank you.
Thank you. And Recording Secretary Montalban, can you please make Councilmember Morales present for this meeting? Thank you.
Yes, I have him down. Thanks.
Thank you, interpreter from the Mandarin line. This meeting is for the District 75 family community. It is for the public to make public comment at the end of the meeting. So if she has questions in regards to her child who attends the District 75 program or somebody who's interested in District 75, she could stay on. And we will address her question in the public comment section. Is there another question in the Mandarin line interpreter? Thank you.
Allow me to relay this to the parent.
Yes, please.
I do not have another question. Thank you. That's all I wanted to ask. Proceed.
Thank you. We have the superintendent team here. Deputy Superintendent Kleinberg. I don't see Superintendent Liaison on the line. Not sure if he will be in attendance this evening. Can you possibly give us a follow-up, please?
It is his intention to try to join a little bit later in the evening. But if we're ready for the superintendent's report, we can go ahead with that if you make me the co-host.
Sure. You should be co-host now, and you should be able to share the screen.
Okay, give me just a moment to pull it.
While we wait for the deputy superintendent to share her screen, I just wanted to inform again to the interpretation line that any parents that are on your line who are in your interpretation rooms, we will be holding our public comment space for them for questions or any comments in this meeting tonight. So please inform them that they can stay on till then. Thank you.
Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
You are not. Give me a moment then. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, excellent. Let me just play from start. Okay, very good. Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here as always with all of you. And thank you to the other members of the district team that are here this evening as well. This will be a joint presentation. So we would like to, as always, welcome you to the meeting. It's so important for us to have these opportunities to partner with you. And we thank you, members of the council and our officers of the council for the opportunity to be able to share some updates with you this evening. So in terms of the superintendent's updates, we would like to share that there are a second, because my screen is obstructed, so I'm not seeing what I'm sharing with you. Give me just one moment. Okay, so we are collaborating with the YMCA within District 75, and we're working with them to establish 12 pilot swim programs in schools across the 5 boroughs, which is very exciting work and we know has been spearheaded by our parents. So thank you so much for that. Students will have access to 3 cycles of swimming instruction this year, and those will be supervised by certified swim instructors using the YMCA's swim curriculum. And we will be in touch with all of you with an update on the start of the program when it begins this winter. And it will be open to District 75 high school students. So more to come on this opportunity. We know that students really had a wonderful time with our swim program in its foundational stages last year. We've had opportunities in the past pre-pandemic, and we're very excited to move forward with this programming. We also are continuing our Special Olympics collaboration. We are looking to establish sports programs across all of our District 75 schools, and we will also be working with our schools to establish more unified sports teams, which will be in partnership with our general education peers, and those conversations are happening now. So more to come in the upcoming weeks on these collaborations. And the programs are scheduled to start in the winter of 2023. So we will have time to plan and collaborate moving towards that targeted start date. We're also very happy to announce that we as a district are currently posting on all social media accounts. So look for us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. And the District 75 website that has been a true labor of love through the contributions and input of many constituent groups across the district is now active. So please do check out our District 75 website for ongoing updates and information. Schools are continuing to encourage families to create their NICSA accounts. As of the end of this month, we have over 12,220 accounts created. We do ask that you continue to work with your parent associations to assist us in getting families to sign up for their NICSA accounts. We're continuing on our end as well with our Sign Up for NICSA campaign that we are encouraging continued support from our individual schools on. So those are the updates from our superintendent. Next are instructional updates. All of our schools have completed and are utilizing the results from students' beginning of the year academic screeners that were conducted in ELA and math. Using tools such as the WebAbles, the Sandy inventory, Acadians for our K-2 students, and map growth based on the levels and needs and factors that are individual to each of our students to customize which assessment would best meet their needs. And we're using these results to drive instruction and goal setting for our students, and also to assist and drive curriculum implementation, and also to target interventions across all of the content areas for our students. The district's Office of Curriculum and Instruction is supporting this process by providing training and coaching across content areas in specific strategies, and also helping schools with targeted supports that are needed for their individual student populations to ensure that all of our learners across all grade levels and across all programs are successful in their academic pursuits. So we continue to be very excited about the progress and the outcomes that we're seeing for our students based on this targeted goal setting. We are also thrilled to see the excitement and the continued literacy learning that's happening in our schools. This remains a key focus for us. Students are engaging in incredibly rich reading, writing, speaking, and listening work daily within their schools. And we know that this is also being supported by Literacy Building in your homes. So thank you all for the work that you're doing with your students to bridge literacy learning across all contexts. We do continue to encourage your families to read daily with your students and make literacy learning a part of everything that you're doing in the home, in the community. Some suggested activities are making grocery lists with your child, labeling items in the home, following schedules and recipes, etc. There are so many ways that we can continue to infuse literacy for our students. And we thank you for your partnership in making sure that this is continued so we can consistently and constantly be modeling for our students the joys of literacy learning. Next are health updates. I'm going to ask my co-deputy, Dr. Adam Breyer, to support us in this and the next few slides.
Yes, of course. Thank you and good evening. There's not much to say regarding health updates, from the sort of Office of School Health, for which I am still continuing as the liaison. So look, visit the health and wellness page on the DOE website where you will find information on COVID, health services, and requirements, immunizations, mental health, school-based health centers, and just some general advice on staying healthy. The website is listed there. Next slide, please. So on behalf of Shona Gibson, I'm also going to be discussing some school support updates. And this is a pretty major and benefit update that we want to share with you all. So we're pleased that District 75 has received funding for after-school programming. We're currently working with principals and D75 district leadership to create hybrid models that allow schools to design and run programming, as well as providing wraparound supports, as after-school busing and rideshare are not available. We are exploring travel reimbursements and also remote opportunities for students where available. So, mental health continuum. District 75 is partnering with our colleagues in the Office of Community Supports and Wellness, the New York City Department of Health, Health and Hospitals, and advocate organizations to improve student outcomes through a continuum of mental health supports for students and families. 5 District 75 schools are included in the citywide pilot to receive targeted professional development on collaborative problem solving and partnering with mental health continuum clinics. Those schools are 4K, 36K, 141K, 186X, and 754X. All schools in the city, including District 75 schools, will have access to additional and enhanced mental health supports, and we'll be working to increase schools and families' awareness and use of New York City Well and Children's Mobile Crisis Teams. Transportation updates. We are continuing to work with the Office of Pupil Transportation to identify and resolve issues. We will be able to expand rideshare options to students without specialized transportation paras. And OPT is launching the VIA app in pilot District 75 schools where families and school staff will be able to track the route of a student's bus on its way to school or home. More on this pilot and the launch at our next meeting.
We are going to move on to family engagement in District 75. Do we have a member of the family team that is able to speak to these slides?
I am here, Shelley. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us, Jackie.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. So regarding family engagement in District 75, we are in collaboration with FACE, offered a job fair to attract potential candidates for CEC administrative assistant vacancies, which was held on November 17th. Filling these vacancies is crucial as the DOE is in the process of restructuring the CECs, allowing for a D75 seat in each school district across New York City. Elections will be held in the spring. NICSA will be important to the aforementioned CEC elections. Parents need to be registered with NICSA to vote. FACE again is collaborating with district offices to get the word out and support the CEC elections. Our parent professional development portal will be back starting in December. On this portal, parents will be able to register for events that are being held across our district. On December 6th, we will have a family workshop on learning math using everyday kitchen tools while cooking. And on December 7th, we will host a workshop on learning about science in the home and community. Please make sure you register for these workshops. Both are part of our Conversation During Lunch series.
Thank you, Jackie. And I will go ahead and speak to our related service updates from our related service team. Currently, we are serving 10,810 counseling mandates, 363 hearing mandates, over 19,000 occupational therapy mandates, over 8,000 physical therapy mandates, and over 30,300 speech mandates, as well as 284 vision mandates across our 360 plus school buildings. We continue to work with our agency partners and the independent RSA providers with whom we contract to ensure that we have services for students who are unserved by DOE providers. And as of November this month, we have issued over 11,700 RSAs to families to continue to help to support making sure that every student is served. And those are our updates from the superintendent's office. Thank you, as always, for the time that you provide us to be able to engage with you on these updates. And we welcome any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Deputy Superintendent Kleinberg. We appreciate it. And if you can share the deck with members of the council. We will go to the public comment for the superintendent. We will try to keep everyone the opportunity to speak tonight. So members of the council, if you have a question or a comment, please raise your hand. And then we will also do that with our public attendees as well. Council member Jones, we will kind of keep this at like 10 minutes. I see Council member Spencer's hand up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Council member Spencer.
Thank you, Co-President Tsai. Greetings, Deputy Superintendent Kleinberg and D75 management. Thank you for such a keeping the Thanksgiving theme. It's a stacked plate that you get there in that deck. It looks pretty good. I will keep my question brief because there's a couple of good nuggets there in reference to NICSA and the initiative in terms of the elections that'll happen this spring. And it's good to know that the DOE is looking to hire support to support that election and to further our footprint across the city. Is there a goal that you guys are looking to have in terms of NICSA accounts signed up in order for this to sufficiently happen? Thanks.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Spencer. Sasha, are you able to support a response to this question?
Hi, Shelley. I'm sorry, I was trying to mute.
No worries.
Good evening, everybody. The superintendent wants the goal to be 100%. We have moved steadily on from a very low percent to almost half. So we're trying to get there within the next 30 to 60 days. We're asking for all the help that we can find and we can get. We're trying to be very creative with parent coordinators that will be meeting in a couple of days to find out of the box ideas to get families to sign up. We've made some traction during parent-teacher conference, but we do want to really make some targeted approaches to get families to sign up. So we welcome your ideas.
Okay, great to know. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Co-President Tsai.
Thank you. Do we have any other council members that have a question or a comment? I want to recognize that Co-President Green is in the space tonight in person at Tweed Courthouse. And also we have our Superintendent Liaison online. Good evening. So if any members of the council, good evening. Any members of the council have a question or feedback for the superintendent's team and himself? I don't see any hands up and I don't see anybody in the chat. So we will open it up to the public. Any families and parents in the public have something to share or question, please feel free to raise your hand. Also, we will open up to interpretation lines, the Spanish interpreters and the Mandarin interpreters. May you please ask your lines if there are questions and comments from parents or the public.
In the Spanish one, there's no questions.
There is no question from the Mandarin line.
Thank you, interpreters. I will come back to the public here if you have any questions or comments for the superintendent and his team.
Okay.
Councilmember Spencer, do you have a question again?
Yeah, thank you, Co-President Tsai. I don't mean to, I got questions, so I'll look at it. Superintendent Liaison, great to see